Perfect Wisdom. The Large Sutra on Perfect Wisdom. With the divisions of the Abhishamalamkara. Translated by Edward Conze. University of California Press, Berkeley, Los Angeles, London. Translation of the Sutra. Chapter 45 The Ship. Subsequent cognition of stopping. The distinctive objective support. Just as Subhuti. If a ship breaks up on the ocean, one should know that those people who cannot find the support of a log, gravel bank, plank, tree trunk, or a corpse, or get hold of one of these, will surely meet with their end in the ocean before they have reached the shore. But those people who, when a ship breaks up in the ocean, think of seeking the support and of getting hold of a log, gravel bank, plank, tree trunk, or corpse, one should know, Subhuti, that those people do not meet with their end in the great ocean, but they will safely cross over the great ocean, and unhurt, uninjured, and safe they will again stand on dry land. Just so, Subhuti, those sons and daughters of good family who belong to the vehicle of the Bodhisattvas, and who are endowed with just a little faith, a little serene belief, a little affection, but who do not read this perfection of wisdom, do not explain or study it, do not wisely attend to it, do not seek their support in it, and likewise with the perfection of giving, too. The knowledge of all modes, one should know. Subhuti, that those sons and daughters of good family who belong to the vehicle of the Bodhisattvas will in the middle of the way experience a loss of enlightenment and, without having obtained the knowledge of all modes, they will realize the level of a disciple or pratyeka Buddha. But those persons who belong to the Bodhisattva vehicle, and who have faith, patience, serene belief, resolution, willingness to find pleasure in this, renunciation, and persistence in trying to win the supreme enlightenment, they will copy this deep perfection of wisdom, explain and study it, wisely attend to it, and seek their support in it. Thus whatever of the perfection of wisdom too, the knowledge of all modes, those sons and daughters of good family, who have faith, patience, serene belief, resolute intentions, joyous will, resolve, renunciation, and persistence in trying to win the supreme enlightenment, have got hold of, with regard to that they will not midway come to ruin. Having transcended the level of the disciples and pratyeka Buddhas, having purified the Buddha field, they fully enlightenment matured beings and know the supreme acceptance of cognition of Dharma in the path, its distinctive foundation. Just as if a woman or man would want to carry water in a jar which is badly baked or quite unbaked, one should know that that jar will not last long, but will quickly fall to pieces and melt away. And why? Because in its unbaked condition it would actually soon come to an end on the ground. Just so, all those sons and daughters of good family who belong to the Bodhisattva vehicle may have faith, too. Persistence in trying to win supreme enlightenment. But if they have not been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, or by skill in means, or by the five perfections, or the various kinds of emptiness, or the knowledge of all modes, then they will midway come to ruin and fall on the level of a disciple or pratyeka Buddha. But if some woman or man would carry water in a well-baked jar, from a, or any other water-bearing place, then that jar will safely go to where it is meant to go. Just so the Bodhisattva, the great being who has faith, too. Persistence in trying to win the supreme enlightenment, and who has also been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, by skill in means and by the knowledge of all modes, will not midway come to ruin, on the level of the disciples or pratyeka-Buddhas, and he will, unhurt and uninjured, fully know the supreme enlightenment. Cognition of Dharma in the path. The full complement. Just as if some man were to launch into the great ocean a ship which has not been properly repaired or caulked, and has been overloaded with goods, One should know, Subhuti, that that ship will soon flounder, and that the ship will soon be in one place and the goods in another. That merchant, who is without skill in means, will thus suffer a great disadvantage and lose a huge fortune. Just so, although a bodhisattva may have faith, if he has not been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, by skill in means, too, by the knowledge of all modes, one should know, Subhuti, that this bodhisattva will suffer ruin midway, will be separated from a great advantage and will lose great wealth, the wealth of the knowledge of all modes, and he will fall unto the level of the disciples and pratyeka Buddhas. But if an intelligent man were to launch into the great ocean a ship which is well repaired and well got ready, and were to place the load properly on it, then one should know that this ship will not flounder in the water, and that it will go to the place which it is meant to go to. Just so, if a bodhisattva has faith, and has also been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, by skill in means, too, by the knowledge of all modes, then one should know that he will not founder midway before he reaches the supreme enlightenment. And why? Because under such circumstances he cannot fall on the level of a disciple or pratyeka Buddha. Acceptance of subsequent cognition of the path. The assistance. Just as if a man were 100 years old, very aged, advance in years, and decrepit, and if some illness were to arise in his body, from the wind, bile, phlegm or combination of the humours, what do you think, Subhuti, could he rise from his bed on his own? Subhuti. No, Lord. If even he could get up, he would not have the strength to walk for half a mile. Wasted away by both old age and illness, he could, even if he managed to get up, not walk about. The Lord. So it is, Subhuti. Even though a bodhisattva may have faith, if he has not been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, by skill in means, too, by the knowledge of all modes, then one should know, Subhuti, that midway he will fall down unto the level of the disciples or pratyeka Buddhas. And why? Just because he has not been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, by skill in means, too, by the knowledge of all modes. Just as if that man who is so sick and old would wish to get up, and two strong men, one to his right and one to his left, would carefully lift him up and promise him that he may go wherever he wishes, then he will have no fear of falling down on his way to where he wants to go. Just so, if a bodhisattva has faith, and if he has been taken hold of by the perfection of wisdom, skill in means, too, by the knowledge of all modes, then one should know that that bodhisattva will not collapse midway, and he will be able to reach the place he wants to go to, the supreme enlightenment. And why? Because he is not lacking in perfect wisdom and skill in means. Subhuti. How does the person belonging to the bodhisattva vehicle, who has not been taken hold of by perfect wisdom and skill in means, fall on the level of disciple or pratyeka Buddha? The Lord. Well said, Subhuti, well said, you who think that for the sake of the persons belonging to the bodhisattva vehicle you should ask the Tathagata about this matter. Here, Subhuti, a bodhisattva from the beginning gives gifts, but with a mind that has fallen into I-making and mind-making. He guards morality. When he gives a gift, it occurs to him, I give a gift, to him I give that gift, I am a giver. I guard morality. He puts his mind to that gift, he thinks by means of that gift, he thinks I am a giver, and why? Because in the perfection of wisdom these discriminations do not exist, for the perfection parameter of giving has abstained aramita from them, and so for the other perfections. And that person belonging to the bodhisattva vehicle neither knows the not beyond nor the beyond. Not taken hold of by the perfection of giving, too, the knowledge of all modes, he falls on the level of a disciple or pratyeka Buddha, and does not go forth to the knowledge of all modes. And how, Subhuti, does a person who belongs to the bodhisattva vehicle become unskilled in means? Here, Subhuti. From the beginning without skill in means he gives a gift. Guards morality, develops patience, and it occurs to him, I give a gift, this gift I give, to him I give, he puts his mind to the gift, he thinks, I am a giver, and why? Because in the perfection of giving these discriminations do not exist, as he discriminates them. And why? Because that perfection of giving is really a non-perfection. And he knows neither the not beyond nor the beyond. Not taken hold of by the perfection of giving, 2. By skill in means, 2. By the knowledge of all modes, he falls on the level of a disciple or a pratyeka Buddha, and he does not go forth to the knowledge of all modes. And how? Subhuti. Does a person who belongs to the Bodhisattva vehicle, and has been taken hold of by perfect wisdom and by skill in means, not fall on the level of a disciple or pratyeka Buddha, and attain full enlightenment? Here, Subhuti, a person who belongs to the Bodhisattva vehicle gives gifts from the beginning, but not with a mind that has fallen into I-making and mine-making. And so he guards morality, develops patience, exerts vigor, develops the trances, develops wisdom. It does not occur to him, I give a gift, to him I give a gift, too. I develop wisdom. He does not put his mind to the gift, he does not think through the gift, he does not think. I am a giver, I am moral, I am patient, I am energetic, I am capable of the trances, I am wise. And why? Because there in the perfection of giving these discriminations do not exist to which he could put his mind. For a non-perfection is this, the perfection of giving, but that bodhisattva does not put his mind to a non-perfection, or to a perfection. Taken hold of by the perfection of giving, 2. By the knowledge of all modes, he does not fall on the level of a disciple, and attain to the knowledge of all modes. And how does a bodhisattva become one who has been taken hold of by skill in means? Here, from the beginning, just with skill in means he gives a gift, it does not occur to him, I give a gift, too. I develop wisdom. He does not think of a gift, nor through it, too. I am wise. And why? Because in the perfection of wisdom these discriminations do not exist by which he could discriminate. And why? Because there that is a non-perfection. The perfection of giving, taken hold of by the perfection of giving, 2. By that skill in means, he does not fall on the level of a disciple and attains to the knowledge of all modes. End chapter 45.